Hello everyone, and welcome to another Let's Play of The Crown and the Flame, Book 3, Chapter 5 of 17, but it's amazing to me that we're kind of midway through and winding down a 3-book epic, so that's exciting. So today we're going back home from visiting the Iron Empire, and we have to work together with the Navraki. Which of course is going to be difficult because we just spent the last 2 books beating them into the ground. So this should be exciting. Chapter 5, The Uneasy Alliance. Now playing as Kenna. You, Val, and Jackson step down into the dungeon beneath Lycos, preparing to release Luther Navraki from his prison cell. I don't know if I have the strength to set Luther free. Strength? I'm not sure I have the stomach. Well, he'd better not try anything, or I'll have his head. You can't help but remember the last time you came down here, Leon by your side. You shake off the memory and say, I'm glad you're here, Jackson. Leon would be proud to see you protecting me so fiercely. Jackson bows his head. That means everything coming from you, my queen. I hate to ruin the moment, but... She's right. We have to focus. Kenna, are you sure we have to release Luther? Because I could also, accidentally stab him a couple times. Tempting as that is, we need him and what's left of his army. Azura will be crossing the sea with everything she has. And we've seen firsthand what she can do. Much as I hate to admit it, Luther was right. We have to work together in order to defeat Azura. And just how do we work together? Well, I was thinking we could start with a formal dinner. My stabbing idea is sounding better and better. You would break bread with the Blood King? As much as it sickens me, yes. I'd do anything to protect our people from Azura. Now follow me while I still have the courage to do what must be done. The 3 of you approach Luther, who sits on a cot in his cell. He takes note of Jackson and smiles smugly at you. I did warn you, girl, but you wanted to wear a fancy crown and play at being queen. Let me guess. You visited Azura, and Leon paid the price. Your pride killed him, didn't it? I didn't kill him. And furthermore, Leon died courageously. He fought as my champion and died a hero's death. A hero's death? Is that how you take comfort at night, knowing full well, had you listened to me, he'd still be alive? You don't know what you're talking about. Tell me, whatever happened to that Archer girl, the one out of Thorngate? What of her? I heard she nearly betrayed you. Your daughter tried to corrupt Rowan, but she remained loyal. Only because you permitted her every leniency imaginable. Some queen. This queen mopped the floor with you, Luther. It's all right, Val. He's just trying to rile us up. What is it you're here for, anyway? I hope you're not foolish enough to consider killing me again. You're lucky she hasn't yet. If I were queen, you'd be dead already. If you were queen, let us all be grateful that nightmare will never come to pass. You take a deep breath, finding the strength to summon words you never thought you'd say. I'm here to formally request an alliance with the Navraki family to join our forces against Azura. Well, well, well. You've finally come to your senses. And what do my family and I gain from helping you? You gain a lesser sentence. For now, you'll be free to move about the palace as you please. Under guard, of course. And if we do help you defeat Azura, do that, and I promise a reduced sentence. We can refine the details later. How do I know you mean what you say? You nod to Jackson, and he unlocks the door to Luther's cell. We can't trust each other. Not yet, maybe not ever. But we can at least offer an olive branch. The Queen's inviting you and your advisors to dinner. You should be grateful. I'll give you and Zenobia some time to clean up. And does this unexpected invitation extend to my son, Diavalos, as well? Diavalos? He's here? Yes, although he's most likely locked up amongst the rest of the riffraff, per his ridiculous beliefs on equality. Have we heard of him before? Have we met him? I thought Luther had one son, but I thought we killed that guy. Is there another one? Is this new? Whatever happened to Helene? She was wonderful, and then we never saw her again. Then my men will find him and make sure he gets invited too. This should be interesting, to say the least. We'll see you at dinner, Queen Kenna. Shortly after your meeting with Luther, you're in your room with Val and Annalise, looking for an outfit. This event is impossible to dress for. What, you don't have an outfit for dining with a nest full of Hellsborn snakes? I seem to be missing that one. I don't know how either of you ever dress yourselves. Is it really so important for you to look good for them? It's not just about looking good, Val. It's about sending a message. And it needs to be the right message. You need something that says you're committed to this alliance. Let me see. Annalise opens one of her trunks and brings out a sleek black and silver gown made of glittering brocade. How'd you find this? It's perfect. It's in the Navraki colors. Exactly. Wearing their colors sends a message of peace. The fact that you'll look even more intimidating than usual is just a bonus. We do want to get off on the right foot with them. Hells, if it's that important, then I guess if you dress up, I will too. Seriously? I might need to hear you say that again. You heard me. What do you think, Kenna? Will you wear it? Please tell me you'll wear it. So our options are our usual dress or the Navraki dress, which costs 25 diamonds. It is a nice dress, I will give you that. That's a solid dress. You change into the Navraki dress. Well, how do I look? Amazing. It's like I'm afraid of you, but I kind of want to kiss you too. I think that's the look I'm going for. Val steps out from behind a divider. Why did I agree to... Val sees you and her voice catches. Oh, you look... Your new look is intimidatingly beautiful. I look what? Did I say beautiful? I thought I said beautiful. Thanks, pal. It's all worth it to see you dressed up again. Yeah, you look so... Not another word. Let's go. You, Val, Annalise, and Whitlock arrive in the Lycos ballroom for the dinner party. Raiden meets you at the doorway. Best of luck, my queen. You're not staying? My sister has called a meeting of the Black Asps. Many of her agents just returned from missions abroad. They will have news for us. I hope at least some of the news is good. Raiden nods, taking his leave. You make your way along a row of guards toward an elegant dining table set for 8. Mother, forgive me. It's a lovely arrangement, Kenna. Too bad it's being wasted on our guests. I'd rather eat with a pack of wolves than Luther Navraki. I imagine they'd be more tolerant of your table manners, Val. They'd also be more tolerant of me jumping over this table and punching you repeatedly with your own fists. Okay, point taken. I retract my statement. Good. Leonidas pokes his head out from under the table. Why does everyone smell so angry? Has something gone wrong with the food? I was told there would be food. It's coming, Leonidas. If you're hungry, just gnaw on Luther's leg when he gets here. Kenna said not to bite Smelly Dungeon Man until she said it was all right. Kenna, are you sure this is wise? After all, these are our enemies. They've done unspeakable things. Listen to me, all of you, before our guests arrive. This dinner may feel like the last thing you'd ever want to do, but it must go smoothly. If we're to defeat Azura together, then we need to set the tone for our alliance tonight. We must remain civil, so they can see us at our best. A fine sentiment. You turn to see Luther entering with Zenobia on his arm. Ahem. Welcome, allies. As Luther and Zenobia take their seats, another door in the ballroom swings open to reveal special delivery for Queen Kenna. Kailani strides into the ballroom. She's followed closely by her brother Noah, who holds Florian Tartessus by the scruff of his neck. Watch out, he looks like he bites. Florian, how good of you to join us. I hope your journey here was pleasant? This pair of brutes stormed my castle with a battalion of Stormhold soldiers and made me ride back to Lycos in a crate. That's the best thing I've heard all day. Will you be staying for dinner? Afraid we can't, Kenna. Didn't you hear? The folks in Panrion made me the regent. They made us co-regents. Details! I can't think of anyone better suited for the job than you two. Thanks! Anyway, we need to head back. The town council will just squawk at each other like old seagulls if we're not there to keep them in line. Good to see you, Your Majesty. Noah releases Florian, giving him a rather hard pat on the shoulder before following Kailani out of the ballroom. Well, it sounds like Panrion is in good hands. I'll have you know that since I was deposed, ship production has fallen over 20%. Oh? And how many commoner riots have there been since you left? Is it 0? I heard it was 0. You're going to lecture me about keeping the people happy? What are you implying? Excuse them, please, Kenna. They're not used to behaving. Oh. I don't blame them. This is an unusual event. Earlier, Val was remarking on how difficult it is to dress for such an occasion. Is that right? Let's talk about your attire, shall we? I'm delighted that someone finally taught you how to dress. I'm not even embarrassed to be seen at this table with you. You're too kind. I'm really not, just honest. Who's your tailor? I promise not to kidnap him. Luther studies your dress for a moment, then nods in approval. The Navraki colors suit you, Your Majesty. I wanted to demonstrate some camaraderie. Indeed! I see you even hired I see even your hired ruffians are dressed for the occasion. You look beautiful, Valentina. Damn right I do. Luther nods to the lone, empty chair. Difficulties finding Diavalos? My men are looking for him in the dungeons now. How dreadfully disorganized. I don't believe this brat for a second, Father. They're probably torturing Diavalos right now. Zenobia picks up the knife next to her plate and points it at you. The guards rush forward, but you stop them with a glance. You bring my brother out here right now, or... I should remind her of my power. You'll do nothing. Is that... And before you say something you'll regret, let me remind you of your circumstances. You are dining in my new castle, at my table, under my orders. But... And if you threaten me again, I'll have you sent back down to my dungeon, where I'll promptly lose the key. Is that clear? Zenobia looks down at her plate, her face turning red. I haven't seen my daughter so thoroughly put in her place since she tried to give Helene courting advice. I assure you, Zenobia, as far as Diavalos is concerned, he'll be here in one piece. Zenobia nods. A long, unbearable silence falls over the table. I love your crown, Zenobia. Thank you. Aren't the sapphires exquisite? I bought the entire mine last year, so I'd be the only one who could wear them. This wouldn't be the sapphire mine just south of here, would it? Near the Snake River? It is. You know of it? Everyone knows it. The villagers in that area call it the Pit of Death. The worker mortality rate is above average for a mine of that size, but the quality of stones produced more than makes up for that. Hold up, Spectacles. You're telling me it's alright for people to suffer and die as long as Zenobia gets her pretty rocks? Well, they are pretty, aren't they? Val grits her teeth, her hands clenching into fists. I should change the subject. Speaking of pretty things, Zenobia, have you ever been to the gardens of Aurelia? No, like you have. That's actually where I rule. Kenna and I met when she came to make an alliance. The gardens are extraordinary. They cultivate dozens of rare plant species that... Wait, you've all seen Aurelia? We have. My gods, I'm so jealous. Is the city made of gold? Is there really a ball every day? I heard. As Zenobia rambles on, Luther leans toward you. That was deftly handled. You've a knack for diplomacy, Kenna. A moment later, Jackson enters the ballroom, escorting a broad-shouldered man with a confident smile. You didn't start without me, did you? You must be Diavalos. Welcome to the table. Thank you. I'm looking forward to some food that wasn't crammed between the bars of a cell. Now that everyone's here, let's dispense with the small talk and idle nonsense. We're trying to win a war. Fine by me, but winning shouldn't be too hard. Oh? And who suddenly made you commander of the armies? Are you forgetting that we no longer hold titles? That's what happens when you lose. I like him, god damn it. Perhaps you're forgetting the title I perpetually hold over you, son. But you want to lead? By all means, share your brilliant strategy. We just have to hold Lycos. With Kenna's superior navy and salvaged airships, we'll be unstoppable. Especially with our soldiers here where they're comfortable. That would be tactical suicide, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. Queen Kenna? It's a good idea, but I'm afraid it won't work. It's a tactic we gave ample consideration, but we'll be crushed if we try to make our stand here. Because our armies are both still recovering? We have the right position, but we're not strong enough to hold it. Yes, actually. You seem surprised. I'm just not used to agreeing with a black-hearted Navraki. Something like that. What do you propose then? A tactical retreat. We'll gather support as we move our armies back to the most defensible position there is, Stormhold. We'll need all the help we can get, and the Fedorians to our north have no idea what's coming. I'll go to warn them at first light tomorrow. A waste of time. They'll make for strong allies. Fedorians? What good are those know-it-all dandies in a battle? You'd be surprised how helpful allies can be when you let them live. Touché. Servants bring out several dishes as another long silence stretches throughout the ballroom. Out of the corner of your eye, you see a servant approach with a pitcher. More wine, Your Majesty? Oh, hello, Clover. Are you working? I heard that the kitchen was understaffed, so I went and asked if they wanted help. I'm so glad I did too. The cooks were so nice and... You, girl, are you going to prattle away all night or are you going to serve the wine? Don't talk to her like that, Zenobia. Or what? My goodness, look at your hair. We could be cousins. How do you get yours to shine like that? I use a special tonic from a shop on Elderflower Street. Ah, of course. I'll have to go sometime. Thank you so much, Your Highness. I do appreciate your help. You're welcome. Clover tops up your goblet and continues around the table, humming to herself. Zenobia stares after her, open-mouthed, and you quickly take a sip of wine to hide your smirk. This goose reminds me of that party with the Amonth family. Eh, sister? What party? Come on, don't you remember? That Fedorian prince? The one you were all flummoxed by. Do you mean Tevin? Zenobia was flummoxed by Tevin. No, I wasn't flummoxed by anyone. I caught her before the party, practicing a speech to him in her mirror. Fascinating! Please do go on. I'd love to tell a story if you're interested. Diavolos, I will pull your teeth out with pliers and wear them as a... Don't speak that way to your brother, Zenobia. Half-brother. This all seems like a tremendous waste of time. I'm inclined to agree with Florian. Then again, it seems unlikely we'll make any more actual progress today. Want to experience Diavolos' story firsthand? Well, I do like to hear about Tevin, and I do like getting a full score, so yes we do. Then allow me to begin. The ballroom is packed with nobles from Fedoria and Lycos, all milling about for a grand party. Suddenly your little sister yanks you aside. Something troubling you, sister? You can't tell anyone what you heard about me fancying Tevin. You hear me? Especially Father. Why ever not? I'm sure Father would be delighted to begin the courting process. You think I want Father doing my courting for me? I would die of embarrassment. Right after I kill you. Fine, fine. I'll keep my mouth shut about you and your undying, unfading love for Tevin. You think you're teasing me, but you're actually digging your own grave with every word. I can see it now. All the nobles gathered together for the marriage between Zenobia and Tevin. Zenobia and Tevin? Do I hear the dainty flutterings of young love? Zenobia buries her face in her hands as Uncle Vasilios sidles close. Ugh, could this day get any worse? What's the matter, child? Just because old Uncle Vasili's got a hold of your secret, that doesn't mean I'll go blabbing it around to these gossip mongers.
Uncle, you are the king of gossip mongers.
Lies and slander. A secret is like wine to me. I never spill, not even a single drop. Go on, when have I let a secret slip? How about when you blabbed about the location of our troops in Panrion, my mother's death, or your own inadequacies in bed? I don't really want to hear about any of those things. I really don't want to hear about his inadequacies in bed. Let's get the backstory on Mother. How was I to know the details weren't common knowledge? Because Father specifically told you to keep your greasy mouth shut? If our enemies know that an assassin managed to sneak in here. But it was such a thrilling tale. Much more interesting than that nonsense about pneumonia. Fine, on one occasion I may have let slip a secret or two. But now, my dears, any sensitive knowledge is locked inside me like a steel trap. Including your deep secret. What secret? Luther approaches, holding a half-full goblet of wine. Oh, gods. You didn't hear, Luther? Well, I certainly shan't tell you about what I just overheard regarding Zenobia and... I should spill Luther's goblet or slap Vasilios. We'll go with the goblet. You slap the goblet out of Luther's hand, spraying wine all over his shirt. What in the hells have you done? I'm sorry, Father. I don't know what came over me.
Idiot! Now I'll have to waste time changing. Of all the boneheaded things to do.
Luther storms off.
See what you almost did, you horrible old man.
Yes, quick thinking, nephew. I very nearly blurted out Tevin. My ears are burning. Did someone mention my name?
Tevin!
Zenobia shoves Vasilios aside.
Who? Tevin! Ha! It's you! You're here! You!
I am indeed. You're looking lovely as always, Zenobia.
Oh, what? Me? No.
No. No.
No. No, no, no.
Are you alright, princess?
And then what happened?
She just turned and scurried off, spent the rest of the party hiding in her chambers. And here I thought you'd gone insane, slapping that wine out of my hand.
It was all just a cover-up for Zen.
She was worried that if you and her mother found out, you'd make her marry the poor boy.
I'm going to murder everyone in this room.
That's alright. I think I can die happy after hearing that. Well, I think it's time to make this alliance official.
Agreed.
You stand, glass in hand. To new, unexpected allies. You raise your glass, and your friends and former foes do the same. The mood seems almost jovial. You sit back down, and Val leans in close, whispering,
Somehow, you've done the impossible and made this work, Kenna.
Let's just hope it's not our undoing.
As you down your glass, Say, Adder, and Raiden burst into the ballroom. You must come now. You excuse yourself and follow them to the stairwell. Annalise, Whitlock, and Val follow.
What is it? What's happened?
Aurelia. It's been attacked. No.
I'm afraid it's true. And that's not all of it.
Hex is there. The city was attacked by a dragon.
Dom! Hex must have him under her mind control. We're going. Now.
Obviously. But what about our plan to go to Fedoria?
We'll have to split up. I'll go to Aurelia with Say and Annalise. And me. Hex and I have unfinished business. Val, you and Raiden will head to Fedoria and prepare for Azura's arrival. Hopefully we'll be able to meet you before she shows up.
Of course. I'll have those Fedorians whipped into fighting shape before they can say, "Oh gods, please stop hitting me."
Are you sure this is the best pairing? Val has threatened to kill me on a number of occasions.
That just means I like you. Now come on, fancy man.
I can't help but notice that my name wasn't included in either party. Still don't trust me to help? Adder. I trust you absolutely, or as far as I could throw you. I actually do trust her, absolutely. But I feel like she would like the far as you can throw you statement better, so I'm not sure what to say. The guide is not helpful. Adder, I trust you absolutely. You do? I do. That's why I'm relying on you to stay behind and keep an eye on our new allies. And if they get out of line, say no more. Their bodies will never be found. I love her. I love her. Let's leave that as a last resort. In the meantime, can you maintain order? Your faith is not misplaced. Good. Now the rest of you, come on. There's no time to waste. As you're preparing to board your airship, Diavalos catches up to you on the dock. Couldn't help but overhear earlier. Father respectfully requests that a representative of the Navraki family be included in this important mission. Somehow I doubt that he requested this with that much respect. There may have been some cursing. Out of the question. I can't afford to risk this mission just because it might hurt your father's feelings. You can't afford to risk leaving us out of it. We'll fight alongside you, but only if you treat us like allies instead of dogs. What is it you propose I do? It's less a proposal and more of a fact. I'm coming with you. Okay, then. So, Diavalos didn't exist before this chapter, right? Like, it seems like maybe they added him in to make the Navraki family slightly less horribly awful. But if we've got to work with them anyway, I'm okay with that. You did what needed to be done and released Luther and his army from prison. You promised to reduce his prison sentence should you manage to defeat Dazura. You looked stunning and diplomatic in a fierce outfit of the Navraki Black. You heard Diavalos' story, strengthening the connection between you and the Navraki side. I don't feel like it was worth the 17 diamonds it was required to see. Your grace under pressure transformed an awkward dinner into a social victory. So we've got Luther, Leonidas, Clover, Madeline, Zenobia, and Florian. And we're at full score still. Yay for strategy, guys! So that was chapter 5 of The Crown and the Flame. I don't really have a lot of extra to add this time. I felt like that was a good chapter. I do. If we're going to be forced to make good with our allies, with our enemies, then I'm glad that they added someone so they're not quite so cartoonishly evil. He seems nice. I don't plan to warm to him more than I already have. Like, we're not going to end up marrying him or anything. That's still reserved for Raiden. But he seems nice, and that's good. So my name is Anna Mardal. This has been The Crown and the Flame. Thank you for those of you who are still watching. I know that it's not everybody's cup of tea. I will see you in the next video, and until then, stay safe and good luck. Bye-bye.